Hi, it's Lisa Gibson here, and I actually want to talk to you today about why I decided to turn down a traditional publishing contract to go with publishing with Kindle. Now, for years, I've spent a lot of time, a lot of money, really learning how to write books well, how to get publicity, how to get published, having actually at this point written and published 4 books and 2 collaborative books. I've been on CNN, BBC, Fox, been in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, USA Today. Pretty much I've got the publicity thing down. But the thing that I was finding is, even as I was out there doing media all the time, I wasn't really making any money from the book sales. I mean, the truth is, even if you self-published, most often you're only going to make maybe $1 on a book if you're lucky when you sell it through a bookstore. So here I go through all this work. I get to the point in my career where I've developed enough name recognition and proven myself in my ability to get publicity. Have been learning how to build a platform, been out speaking, doing a variety of things to really create exposure that I can actually sell books. And so at this point I get recognized and I'm able to get an agent. Now, an agent in many ways for those of us who are writers is like the ultimate goal. I mean, when we start out writing, we think we're going to get a major book deal, we think we're going to get an advance, and what we realize is in order to really get any of that, or even to get published through a traditional publisher, you actually have to have an agent. So I go through all this time, all this energy, finally get an agent. This agent's great. He's been working with me actively. We develop a great book proposal, send it out to different publishers. But what I realized as I was sending out my proposal is the publishing world has changed drastically. I mean, even in the last 6 years since I got started, a lot of things that I was taught in the writing courses that I took about what it took to get published is no longer accurate. I mean, really, publishers are barely scraping by. Many of them have had to completely change their paradigm and how they publish books. Most of the even traditional publishers now charge you something in order to get published. And so as I was out there, promoting this proposal, sending it out, I was coming up against the reality that even if I went through a traditional publisher, I was likely going to have to pay something. And then I got my first contract offer from a traditional publisher, and I was just dumbfounded. Because this is a very reputable publisher who's been out publishing books for years, and they sent me a contract with no advance, which was no surprise to me, but they asked me to pay for a portion of the copywriting. Basically, they asked me to pay for layout. But probably what was more disconcerting is when I actually saw how much I would make per book when a book was actually sold in a bookstore. The royalty rate that I was going to make was only around 17 cents a book. I mean, 17 cents a book. After all the time I took to research the book, to write the book, to pay an editor, to have all that done, I was going to have to pay about $250 for the layout, and I was only going to make 17 cents a book. And I thought to myself, it's going to take me forever to recoup what it is that I've actually invested just in this process, let alone eventually making a profit. So you know what I decided to do? Is I decided to actually take a completely different approach. And probably the real clincher in this decision was when they sent me an email back and they said, not only are you only going to make 17 cents a book, but you're going to need to split your 17 cents 50-50 with your agent, because we don't want the hassle of having to figure out the agent's 15% of that 17%. And I thought to myself, well, how does this publisher handle books where there are multiple authors and this kind of thing, and how much more effort does it take to keep track of 15% versus 50%? I mean, it's not like they're sending you a check for 15 cents, right? And when I got that back, I thought to myself, you know what? I've spent a lot of time and a lot of money learning how to do this well. I'm not going to share my revenue or my money with a publisher who thinks my job is to serve them rather than it being the other way around. So I decided I'm going to self-publish my next book, and I think it's going to be an amazing book, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this book. It's on the topic of peace. But here's the thing I needed. I needed something else to help me figure out how to do that well. I mean, you can go online, you can research Kindle, you can go onto Amazon's site, you can find out how to self-publish a book on there. But what I really needed to do is find out someone who would show me how to navigate the constantly changing system of online publishing, especially with Kindle. And I wanted to know the secrets of how to do it well and how to make money from it. And so what I decided to do is I actually bought this course. It was recommended by my internet marketing coach and mentor, Tom Anton. He's a multi-million dollar internet marketing coach, and he said this is the best Kindle course on the market. And I figured if he said it was the best Kindle course on the market, then I needed to get it. So I bought this course one Sunday afternoon. I really didn't have the extra disposable income, but I realized as I got on the page and I was looking through it, I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to figure out how to make money on Kindle, because there are people that are making 5-figure salaries selling books on Kindle. And some of them are selling their books at 99 cents a piece. And I thought, you know what? I'm tired of giving my money to the publisher after I've done all the work. I'm going to publish it myself, and I'm going to get it into people's hands, and I'm going to get in front of people so people actually buy it and I can make money. So literally within 2 weeks, I had my next book done. It was on a completely different topic. It was on health. Decided I was just going to run this first book out there, and actually got that book up on Kindle, and within several days I was making probably as much money in 2 days on Kindle as I would make on a book traditionally published through a major publisher in a quarter, if I was lucky. And all it was getting out there, getting involved in social media, promoting the book through forums. But the real clincher is that when you get into Kindle's program, they actually will promote you. They reward you for being in their program. And that's the real thing that made the difference, is getting in front of people and letting them know that you exist, rather than your book sort of being buried in the millions of books that are in Amazon and other bookstores online. So I want you to take advantage of this course. I really think it's the best thing out on the market. It's actually a membership program. It's ongoing, constantly updated with new information, and it's got a great Facebook forum where we interact with one another. We self-promote, we promote each other, we ask questions, but the best thing about it is Jeff Shaw's course called Kindling is Jeff Shaw. He's amazing. He teaches you how to do everything. He does it through videos and audios, and he's very specific on what works. And the thing I like most about it is Jeff's available. I mean, I remember the first time I signed up, within a couple hours, I was knee-deep in his program, watching all the videos, learning all about the program, and I asked him a question, and he responded within minutes. And that's what I found he does on a regular basis. He stays into contact with his members. He cares about us being successful, and that's why I would recommend this course. So check out the link underneath the video. It's my affiliate link for this because I highly promote this, even though I've published books myself on my own for years. Even as a published author, I really want to take it to the next level. And I want to be an author that not only writes books, but writes books that people read, and I make money from it. So if you're interested, if you've ever considered writing a book or getting involved in publishing, check out this course, Kindling with Jeff Shaw. My link's below the video, and I just wish you the best in your publishing.